Here's one of those Christian messages a lot of pastors and ministry leaders do not like. Years back, I was teaching a course for ministry leaders, and one night I was teaching on one of my favorite chapters of the Bible, John 6, where Jesus feeds the multitude. Now, most people miss how important this story is because other than the resurrection, it's one of only 2 miracles that appear in all 4 Gospels, Matthew 14, Mark 6, Luke 9, and John 6. So maybe we should pay a little attention. In John 6, thousands of folks are following Jesus around due to the signs that he's doing. And Jesus realizes these people, they hungry. So Jesus takes 5 loaves, 2 fish, and uses them to feed everyone. Huge miracle, awesome sauce. But here's the part that often gets left out. When this miracle happens because of what they're getting, the people want to make Jesus king by force. They're throwing adulation at him, and Jesus is like, nope, not like this, right? And then he does his Houdini thing, and he melts through the crowd and disappears. But the next day, the multitude of people are looking around and they're going, hey, where's Jesus? We hungry again. Where's breakfast? Seeing that the disciples' boat was missing, the crowd takes boats and actually tracks Jesus down for more miracles. And Jesus says, I know the real reason you're looking for me is because you ate my Wonder Bread and it was good. And now you're hungry again. But you're looking for the wrong kind of food. The food I actually have to give gives eternal life. And the people are like, well, all right, how do we get that? And Jesus says, just believe in the one God sent. Okay, whatever. Okay, Jesus, we're hungry. Give us some more of that Wonder Bread. God gave our fathers manna when they were running around in the desert. What you gonna do for us? Now think, Jesus had literally just fed everybody the day before, as well as other miracles, which is the whole reason over 5,000 people showed up to begin with. And they weren't satisfied. They wanted more and more and more. Take, me, consume, consume, consume. So Jesus says, all right, you want to play it this way then? Your ancestors had manna, but you are getting the true bread of life. You want that? Well, of course we do. We hungry. Gimme. Give us what we want now. And Jesus says, I am the bread of life. And people start complaining. What do you think you're saying? You're the bread of life. How about you just give us our Wonder Bread? Feed us. And Jesus fires back. I am the living bread. You have to consume me. To live eternal, you have to eat my flesh, drink my blood, consume me. Basically, I must be in union with you. Now, putting it lightly, these were dietary conscious Jews. Jesus knew his audience would be crazy offended. He knew that only the truly devoted would stick around after him saying that. He's literally running people off that don't want to listen and be with him. They're only wanting him because of what they get. He wasn't after fame, fortune, popularity, and wealth. He was after those who wanted to be united with him. Getting it yet? And you know what happened? All the peeps that wanted to make him king the day before because he was filling their bellies, they left. All the people, the leaders, and all of his disciples other than the original 12, RUNOFT. And even Jesus looked at the 12 and was like, well, what are you going to do? And Peter said, Jesus, we don't understand a word you just said, man. But you know what? Where are we going to go? Your words are life. You're the Son of God. So you have people who are trying to force and honor Jesus as king because of what they get. You have people seeking him because of what they get, not because of who he is. And the minute they didn't get what they want, they're out. And Jesus lets them go because it's not about attracting large crowds and seeking popularity. It's about intimacy with the King and feeding from him and revealing a transformed life. And as leaders, Jesus is our example that we should be following, right? Was it about attracting massive crowds with light shows based on consumption and huge events? Or is it about seeking out the ones who are desiring intimacy? And as I'm teaching my class, I'm watching this message hitting home. I'm seeing people become aware, like scales falling from their eyes, and this silence drops on the crowd. It was absolutely beautiful. But just then, a pastor in attendance pipes up from the back. But that was Jesus's ministry. I'm trying to build my ministry. Yeah, he said that out loud. And I was about to retort, but I could see in the looks of everyone present, I didn't need to. And after the pastor said what he said out loud, he ducked his head because he heard the heart of his own words. But don't judge him. It's a mistake many of us, myself included, have made. Building our ministry is how leaders have been trained to think. It's how many of our Christian messages are constructed. But see, it's not about my ministry or your ministry. Last I checked, Jesus wasn't as concerned with his ministry as much as he was with his Father's ministry, because Jesus only did what he saw the Father do. Maybe if leaders poured time and effort into seeking out the Father's heart instead of trying to build something for him to bless, we all could step into a blessing greater than we've ever imagined. Maybe we should be leaning intimately into Jesus so that we can release his ministry, the love of God, in all of its forms, destroying our false systems of belief, hurt, pain, and separation. Are you chasing Jesus for Wonder Bread? Or are you dining on who he actually is? Is it about you, or is it about him? Are you a lover intertwined in intimate union with God? Or are you a prostitute only loving God because of what you get? And what are we teaching others to be like? Food for thought. God bless. See you soon.